Hello and welcome to Where Women Talk. I'm Nadia Giordana. If you're an author or you have a family member or know someone who's an author, you'll be interested in our guest today, Kiersten Hall. She's with Pointe Publishing, which is a hybrid publisher. She's here to tell us all about what that means. So let's not hang around here. Let's go talk to Kiersten. Kiersten, welcome to the show. I'm glad you could be here today.
Hi, Nadia. Thank you for having me on Where Women Talk today.
We're talking about publishing, and I've been hearing about hybrid publishers. Tell me about Pointe Publishing.
Okay. Well, Pointe, first of all, yes, we are a hybrid publisher, but I also throw in full service and boutique. And I will explain that. Full service in the fact that we take care of our authors. We don't, throw them out in the world into the publishing ocean and say, good luck. So yeah, we take them through the process. They're never wondering what's going on, never flailing, never lost, that kind of thing. Matter of fact, where the mama bear in me probably coddles them maybe too much. But I want to make sure that they're good, that they're successful, that they're happy. The boutique end of it, actually, and in the literary sense, we're not really a boutique publisher because boutique means you're in. And so, in my version of the literary sense, the books that I have in my little boutique bookstore publishing business are awesome. And you can tell by the blood, sweat, tears, work that has gone into it that they are there and published with pride. It's not, oh my gosh, book, big box store, it's that. So that's how I stick boutique into it. And then of course, yes, we are hybrid. Only because I'm still at that level where if I find a $5 bill in my winter coat pocket from the day, the season before, I get pretty excited about that. And so if that's the case, and the fact that I haven't won the lottery, no, I cannot be a traditional. First of all, one of our authors, Jason Lee Willis, gave us a really nice compliment when he first signed on with us. He said, I have been checking out Pointe and everything that you guys do. And basically, this business is a business set up for authors by an author, which is true. I am an author. That and the fact that, as an example, we're probably the only one that does this that I've ever heard of. And yes, I might be losing money on it, but it makes sense to me. Back about June, one of our authors, Helen, bought a case of her books. And the printer called me and said, hey, I've got Helen's books ready to go. What email do you want me to send Helen's invoice to? I'm like, oh, well, Helen's email is blah, blah, blah. And the printer said, she's like, okay, first I send you the invoice and then you pad a couple of dollars onto each book and then you sell them to the author. I'm like, I don't have time for that. Oh my gosh. I said, I am so busy. Helen will pay the book, pay for the books because they're her books. And she goes, but you're losing money. I said, Helen's happy. Helen's making money. And if Helen is happy and making money, more than likely she's going to write more books and she'll continue to be happy and continue to do business with me. I'm not going to quibble over an extra $2 or $3 on a book. I know that is one thing that does set us apart. And like I said, that may change in the future, but in reality, I guess it's worth an extra $2 or $3 a book to make sure that my authors are taken care of.
I'm wondering how you choose your authors and the books that you publish, and how many do you put out in a year?
All right. I may have mentioned that we're picky. And if I haven't, okay, we're picky. We do turn down manuscripts. Okay. How we choose the manuscripts, first of all, it has to be marketable. It has to be, if it's not completely finished or needs help or whatever, the author should be open to finishing it and working it and having a good polished end all product. As for picking the authors, okay, first of all, it's, the manuscript is most important, but coming right up to that close second is how do we get along with the author? And now I have been in sales for 35 years. I'm pretty good at reading people, what they say, how they write, how they bring themselves, across in conversation. And I can weed out the public facade and zero right in on who they are, And now back to the fact that we really give each author a team per project of who they're working with, and we work very well with them and closely. I mean, it is not uncommon for our authors to hear from at least one of us, if not more of us, per day when they're in the process of putting their book together. Yeah. So we all need to get along. That's a big thing. And I will also say that we are a women-owned company, and out of the 12 of our staff members, 11 of us are women. So the one that does stand out to me, an example back in July, the writing was good. The manuscripts and the writing was good, but this guy came across as, well, God's gift to women, and he was condescending, and he put on his sales spiel, and it was just, I was like, we're really busy, and I thank you for your time, and okay, you have a good day now. But yeah, that's how we do it. Now, how many books we currently have out? We have 18 active titles right now, and I will point out that we hung out our for business, open for business sales sign here January 1st of this year. We right now have 18 authors. Of the 18 titles we actually have active, those are from 7 authors. Between now through December 31st, we have 9 more books coming out, and that'll add 3 more authors onto our 7 authors. So we'll have, by December 31st, we'll have 10 authors with active titles, and we will have 27 books active. And then the first quarter of 2021, we have on the docket right now to put out 19 books in those 12 weeks, which will take us to 17 active authors, and whatever 27 plus 19 is. Math is not a highlight in my life, so get your calculators out and figure that out. And then in April, our 18th author will finally have her book out, and it's a big arts and crafts book that she's putting out, and it's quite the undertaking, but it's been fun. So
I find that social media for an author is very important, but I certainly know a great many authors that aren't using social media. How do you work that with your authors? Do you encourage them to use social media for their and promote their books that way?
yeah, I strongly suggest it. But I have a lot of authors who either don't have the time, they don't have the technical savvy, they don't want to do it. Some don't even want computers in their houses, actually. I mean, they do, but they don't do a whole lot on it. Yeah, social media is very important. And if any of the authors are not that interested or don't have the time, and the reason I keep putting back to that, social media is such a large part of marketing books. It takes discipline and time. You have to do it. You can't pull in 2, 3, 5,000 followers or whatever the case may be and then just disappear. I mean, you have to continue to engage with your followers and be able to sprinkle marketing in there and chat with them and all that kind of stuff. So it is really, it's a big job. And I get it. I understand. So for anyone who doesn't want to do that or doesn't have the time or whatever, everything defaults back to Pointe Publishing.
What about
social media links?
copyright, and who owns the copyright for the books that you publish, and how does that work?
Okay, well, this is probably another thing that sets us aside. I totally forgot about this part. I have the authors do their own copyrights because, again, I have so much stuff going on over here that, I give them the copyright link. I will even sit on the phone with them and walk them through the copyright website and get everything done. Again, I am here to help people put their books out and do it in a professional way. I'm not going to lie and say I don't need money. I mean, obviously I have bills and stuff too, and food is kind of fun. But I'm not here to, again, back to having happy people. I am not out for the money grab, any of that kind of thing. Integrity is a huge thing. Transparency is another huge thing. We pride ourselves on that and doing good jobs. And yeah, it's in my best interest to make sure everyone's happy. But yeah, with the copyright, people own their own copyrights. My job is to publish their book and get it out there, retail, wholesale, get them out there and make them successful and make money. And that's my job. Now, if they happen to, a movie company picks it up, turns it into a script, and it's a blockbuster, and this question has come up before. I'm like, well, I hope I get tickets to your red carpet, event. If their stuff comes up on the silver screen, it runs, wins Emmys and Grammys and nominations and Oscars and whatever, all of those are great. Oh my gosh, I am so happy for you. That's awesome. So no, I'm not, again, that might change in the future, but right now that is not a concern.
What are a couple of things, or what is it that authors don't often know that you wish they did?
Typically, okay, well, I'll put it this way. Being an author is not just writing a book and then going, okay, I wrote a book. Anyone interested? I mean, even the crickets will leave, okay? There is so much into writing a book and the marketing. And oh my gosh, that is a more than full-time job. And the only way your book is really going, put it this way, unless you're famous, and most of us aren't, but unless you're famous or you've worked somewhere that is pretty famous, and most of us do not, you're going to have to work it. You're going to have to work the marketing. You have to understand that you aren't going to make, a huge advance and lots of money and movie deals and people will be banging on your doors. Trust me, they will not. You have to work it. And I think that is the biggest surprise to pretty much everyone that I work with. They just have no idea the amount of work, publicity, the marketing, the pounding on doors.
Wasn't that interesting? Aren't you glad you watched? I know I learned a lot from Kiersten. We'll see you next time on Where Women Talk with a brand new guest.